Speeding.
Camera speeds.
Scene 4, Charlie. Take 4. Mark. Mark. Mark.
I'm a DP. I'm a director.
I'm a sound mixer. I'm a first AD.
Non-filmmakers don't understand the number of people that it takes to make a film. After each movie, you will see the long list of credits of people's names that were listed in the movie. Each role is important in the story-making process of a film. No role is too little or too small. Yet, the public and other departments in film overlook one another. For beginning filmmakers, they would start thinking, oh, we don't need hair or makeup. We don't need a script supervisor. Why need a second AC? Have the first AC do it. They say this to save money and have fewer people on set, but they don't understand that they are stretching their crew thin. Production days feel longer and become more challenging, making the crew tired, leaving them in a bad mood, and not passionate about the project. For a small indie short film, you need to go down the list of departments for whom you need each role. You need your producer's unit, production unit, camera department, lighting and grip department, art department. The list goes on. There are a lot of positions to fill, and many will think we don't need that position filled. But trust me, you do. Each role has a purpose for a reason. For a set I was on, we thought we didn't need a transportation driver. Well, we sure did. We didn't have someone driving the U-Haul that held all of our equipment. We needed someone to drive our talent to set. I learned after that I will always find a driver for my sets. So I think that editing is really important. I would say it's one of the most important roles because I think that there are a lot of things that may go differently than you expect in production, and editing can help fix all of that. And editing is also something that helps you cut the story together in different ways, and it can also fix like minor issues with framing if that needs to be fixed. You can like crop frames to be differently. You can zoom in or zoom out of stuff. You can also color grade, which is part of the editing process after picture locking, which would also help you to set the tone and the mood for your story. And overall, it ties everything together.
My role on a film set is a DP, and I think that it's important because they're in charge of capturing the story. They are the ones who bring the director's vision to life. They help translate the actors, the lighting, and the directors and writers and producers' ideas onto screen and make sure that the story is conveyed correctly.
A role that doesn't get enough credit is probably on-set sound.
Sound, I think, does not get enough recognition.
I'm a sound minor and I do mainly post-sound, but you can't even do proper post-sound if the on-set sound isn't captured properly.
Coming from someone who's done sound, production sound, especially a lot in post-sound, we are often forgotten.
Yeah, there's one time, like I'm the sound mixer and my boom op trying to point at the actor to record a dialogue, and the gaffer just stopped us because they didn't set up the light like on time. And after they set up, like I can see the light there, like wherever I stand, like we can see the shadow. There's no place for the boom op to stand and no place for me to hide. And then I asked them, like, do you think there's actually a place? Do you think I can find a place to let myself hide there? They said, no, it's not our job to find a place to make you hide there.
They don't give us the amount of time, like no one actually learns the basics of how much we really need to prepare sometimes. So we're left rushing, and then sometimes we can't help them the best because they don't tell us anything till last minute. And sound is very important for film.
Sound is probably, in my opinion, 50% of what makes a movie watchable. More than 50%. If the sound is bad, there's no point in making the movie. Having respect for your sound people and giving them the time that they need is super important. So unfortunately, I have been on a set where certain positions weren't filled, and I wish that they had been. And one of these, or several of these roles, were the food stylist. We had a set where we needed to show like different kinds of food, and there was a meal being prepared. We didn't have a food stylist. We didn't have wardrobe either, or a set person who was supposed to be designating wardrobe for all the characters. And so that was difficult because basically I had to take over to do wardrobe and like to help with that. and I also had to help with the food styling, and our production designer also had to step in to work with food styling, even though that wasn't necessarily her specific department. And so it just made things more difficult because it had to like double up people's roles, and even though that wasn't what they were supposed to be focused on, they had to spend more time thinking about those roles. As for wardrobe, it was also more difficult without a set wardrobe person, because in the end we had to have one of the characters use one of their own for example, bags as their props.
I've been on many film sets where there have been positions missing, especially in camera team, and I think that it's extremely important that, you know, we have all of our camera team people, like first ACs, second ACs, DITs especially are super important. They're responsible for transferring the footage from the card onto the hard drive, make sure nothing happens.
Positions that are commonly not filled enough, especially in student films, are probably grips. I think any set that I've been on that's had too few grips it's always taken longer to set things up. People all have to wear multiple hats, which is normally fine, but just having grips would make that a lot easier.
So having an extra helping hand to keep the film running smoothly, especially on production days when it's chaotic and there's high stress and everything, is great.